ho, yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Well, almost. Final destination on the treasure chest. And this thing has turned out just spectacular. I'm so happy with this. And I'm really happy with everybody who stayed around for the 3 parts that this treasure chest has become. It's been a lot of work, and I don't usually like splitting videos into 3 segments, but this was a big project and worth it. Regardless, we're going to go over the final parts on this to make this all finished, and I hope you enjoy just what it took to bring this to this finished example of this fantastic treasure chest. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the video. I'm off to pillage some ports. Enjoy. Alright, as you can see, we are going to continue on, and now we're just literally starting to do all the finished touches on this chest. The big one here is you can see here that there is a darker edge around here, and this is actually pretty straightforward to do using a decent sized chip brush. Not even a chip brush, I don't know what the heck this is called, but this kind of brush is the one you're looking for. And what I do is I mix a little bit of the espresso with the black. You just need a brown that's close and get it dark. And the first thing you do is, as you'll see in the next little video segment where I show you I'll be doing the end cap, you just do 2 layers. You do a brown layer and then you do a black layer, and it comes up really nice. And on the metal here, I just took a bit of brown and black and did these edges here just to give it a bit more definition. And then you can also put a little bit of brown on the gold to age it up that little bit more. And just like that is the major aging that you're going to do on this thing. It doesn't need a lot more. So enjoy the little montage. I'll put some fun music with it, and you'll see how I went about doing the aging. I'll be back. Now, as you can see, this is how the handle goes in. How do we get to this point? Well, it's pretty straightforward. Using just white sprinkler pipe and EVA foam circles that are cut out to give a bit of a ridge. You see, this one here is my test version that went sideways, so it didn't get finished. All it does is friction fit on, and then you can see right here on the inside edge, I just hit it with hot glue to hold it all together, and then using the Dremel, or the rotary tool, I hit this just to give it a bit of age. I'm going to quickly dry brush this with some gold to finish it up. But now the rope here. You'll see how it comes into the chest. Remember how on the inside of the chest I said that those cross member supports? That is so you can take this monster of a Forstner bit and drill through those holes to allow the rope to pass through. Because when you want to move this chest, you need something to hold on to it, and you need this to be strong. I can't have it just being ornamental. It has to be practical. So if you see from here on the inside, what I have done is I brought it through, and I've put a piece of this strapping across the edge. Brilliant stuff. It is it's just steel strapping. You buy it at any hardware store. Living out in an acreage, you always have this stuff around you. So many uses it has. So you can see here, this is just how you attach it. I put one in the top, one in the bottom, and then when it's all held, I put the third one right through the middle. And then what it does is it clamps down onto this rope and holds it absolutely beautifully. You can see on the other side the exact same thing, but the other side was a lot cleaner because initially I had done some wood. Experimentation is part of building. You know, you sometimes try something and it doesn't work. Don't be disheartened. Go back and try it again. This is my second view of how to do it. It's brilliant now. And the only other thing I want to show you here is these are the cross supports that hold the treasure in place. So once it's all done, this is pretty much what holds the weight of all of the fake level of treasure. As you can see, nice and open, so it's nice and light. On to doing the treasure itself. So what the best thing to do here is to raid your Halloween stuff, or raid a dollar store, or raid your kids' toy box when they're not looking, like I may or may not have. So just go through and you have fun, pick out stuff that looks really cool. And you don't have to be stereotypical treasure, you know, have some fun with it. Now what we're going to do here next is you can see that you're going to cut a piece of styrofoam for the inside of the treasure chest, and there's going to be 2 support struts that go and just hold this in nicely. Then just put on styrofoam. You can see this is a great way to use up a whole bunch of junk, and all I did is I put some drywall screws in to hold it in place, get everything to where you have lots of flats, because the majority of the treasure is going to be coins, and then the rest of it is going to be everything else. Then you take a heat gun and you beat the absolute crap out of this. Like here, that's a horrible looking little bit of weathering there. So you just melt it down as much as possible, and then when you're all done, you pretty much are going to start getting this base coated with a nice gold, because you don't want any of this blue to show through, and then we're going to start putting coins on and just going crazy. Anyways, I'll be back. Okay, as you saw before, we did all the treasure. It's actually a heavy lid. This is the final outcome here. And no, I didn't show you me gluing all these down. It's very simple. All the angles that you saw on that styrofoam was pretty much just to allow me to glue these poker chips down to it. And I just covered it all. That's all these are, just poker chips. I found at the local dump that somebody threw an entire box away. So of course I am going to take that, hold on to it for 6 years, and then find a use for it. Now, here you can see how all the elements we built, we put in and just scattered them around the chest. The base coat, when you do the styrofoam, you want to base coat it with a gold color. You can see it right there. And what that does is it makes it so if you see any of the base through, you don't see blue, you see gold. So cover the whole thing in a coat of gold paint, cover in poker chips. Now, one of the neat tricks with these poker chips is hot glue usually melts styrofoam. And so we want to avoid that. So what we did, look, I'm talking like I'm in third person. And then saw wind went forth and did so. Take the poker chip, put a little bit of hot glue on the poker chip, wait about 1 or 2 seconds, let it cool just that little bit, and stick it down. Doesn't melt the styrofoam, allows the poker chip to bond, and then you can stack it up and have fun. The more chaotic, the better, and that's why all those angles are on that foam, because it allows the foam to pretty much to glue it, stick it to the foam, and it gives the coins a very natural look and feel. And of course, this is built to insert into the foam. Regardless, that is as far as we go, and put a few gems in, have fun. I can't really, overemphasize this. It's just pretty much poker chips, gold paint, fun stuff. Done. And it's as far as we're going to go. You saw earlier how to age up the outside. Now, next week, I'm making a completely separate video for the lock because it has more uses than just on a treasure chest. Regardless, thank you so much for hanging out with this fun treasure chest build. It has been a long one, but the final results are spectacular. It's hard to argue with the size and just how nice this thing turns out once it's all aged up. Regardless, if you liked it, please hit the like button. If you really liked it, hit the subscribe button. If you really, really, really like it, come back to watch the next video, which I'm hoping that happens when you hit that subscribe button. I will be back for the next prop, which will be a little bit of a smaller one next time, but it's going to be just along the same lines. I had a ton of fun with this, and I hope you picked up some great ideas and some thoughts on building your own. If you don't build treasure chests, there's lots of tricks in this thing that you can use for your own props. Anyone, good gosh. Anyways, have a good one all.